Now, this is day 3 of a migraine. You know what I'm saying? First lady wanted to do something nice for me. So she said, hey, what do you want to eat? I said, Carla said that this po' boy place is the best in the city. Best shrimp po' boy you could get in the city. And I trust Carla. And look, Carla, I'm not faulting you for this. But I have had the worst po' boy in my 43 years on this earth at this restaurant, man. I've been on this earth 43 years, man. And I have had the worst po' boy in my life, man. The worst. It's 228. 228. I had the worst po' boy of my life, man. And I feel cheated. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. You don't play in New Orleans with food. You don't play with a New Orleanian with food. You don't do that. Because we don't forgive, man. When it comes down to food, we don't forgive, man. We treat food just like money. We do not forgive, And I'm very disappointed. I am very disappointed. My daggone shrimp po' boy, it was supposed to be a shrimp and oyster po' boy, pickles only. How come I got a shrimp po' boy dress? Now, the question is, why did I get a shrimp po' boy dress? I'll tell you why. And thanks for listening. You're a good listener. So, you walk in this little store. If you 350 pounds, don't go in this store. This store is for supermodels only. And if I wouldn't have lost them 50 pounds riding my bike for the last 181 days, man, look, I wouldn't have been able to fit in this store. Don't even go to this store. If you got hips, don't go to this store. If you got a potato belly, don't go to this store. If your six-pack is too big, don't go to this store. Man. So you know what I'm doing? I'm trusting content creators who eating food all over New Orleans. And that's why I messed up. I should have came right here to the hood at the Wing Shack and got something to eat. But what I do? No. I fooled around and went to the French Quarter to get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I went to the French Quarter to get something to eat. And that's where I messed up. I didn't go to Central Grocery. I did not go to Central Grocery. That's the best muffalata in the city. Central Grocery, in my opinion. Now, I'm not telling you to go get it just because I said that, but I'm telling you that for me, my taste buds, that's the best muffalata I ever had in my life at Central Grocery. Argue with somebody else, as they say. I'm not trying to argue. But I'm going to tell you this. So I went to Vertimart. Vertimarte. I went to Vertimart, right down Ursuline in the French Quarter. I had the worst po' boy in my life. I got a half shrimp, half oyster, fried hard. Some of them shrimp was gold, some of them shrimp was brown, and some of them shrimp was bald head, man. Them shrimp was old, bro. That was some old shrimp, man. Now I realize I ain't got the clout that Ebony got, that Carla got, that Mo Munchies got. I ain't got that kind of clout. I'm a nobody. Pause and Play Nola is a nobody. And we fine with that. But when my wife spent our last $50 to get me and her something to eat, and you feed me that, nah, you could say, well, I should have brought it back. Nah, the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Why should I bring something back when that's what you gave me? The tomatoes looked old. The lettuce was wet. The shrimp was soggy. The shrimp was not hot. How I walk out the restaurant with 2 po' boys and they're already cold? You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife said that's the worst po' boy she ever ate in her life. She said you could go right there to Brothers, at any Brothers on the East Bank and the West Bank, and get a great po' boy compared to them $50 po' boys over there. Her shrimp po' boy dress was $17.50. Now, I'll tell you this. If they they should have just sold the bread, man. They should have just put some butter on the bread, toasted the bread, and sold the bread. And I would have been very thankful for that. But like I said, it's day 3 of a migraine, man. My wife wanted to do something nice for me to make me feel better. spent the last 50 bucks on trash. Why did I eat it? Because I've eaten a lot of trash in my life. Don't act like you ain't never ate trash either. Everybody didn't come up with privilege. You know, when we used to go to McDonald's, we used to eat the French fries even when they had that little black part on them. We used to still eat them. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, one of my homeboys, I knew he had money. Because at some point, he would throw the little black pieces out the window when we ate that our whole life. You know? I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He said, I don't eat those no more. I said, well, God dog, bro, it must be nice. I'm reduced to eating those black things on the McDonald's French fry. You know what I'm saying? I could never be picky. My dad ain't raised me to be picky. My mom ain't raised me to be picky. I had to eat what they had, whether I liked it or not. So some of that bleeds over into the real world, you know? But I'm going to tell you right now, what happened to me at Verde Mart was not right, man. I wouldn't have fed that to my dog. But I tell you this, as long as I'm black, I would never go there and spend a red cent, a dollar, a 50-cent piece, a $2 bill, or a wooden nickel. I would never go there again. And why am I so passionate about it? Because I just spent 50 bucks and had the worst po' boy in my life, man. You know how many po' boys I've eaten in my life? I'm 43 years old, from the greatest food city on this earth, New Orleans. And I had the worst po' boy in my life after 43 years on it. I make 44 in a few months. And I had the worst po' boy. I will never forget that. I've had bad po' boys, but this was the worst po' boy. I definitely can say that. The worst po' boy. I'm about to, man, look, I got to brush my teeth. That po' boy was so nasty, man. My oysters had leprosy. You know what I'm saying? My oysters had leprosy, man. How you fry that hard, but you ain't got no dang batter on it? You know what I'm saying? How do you fry that hard and the oysters look like they got alopecia? Like, what's really going on over there, man? Them boys don't want to cook? I know they're making money. The dang po' boy was $17.50. And then I gave him a tip. It came out to $43.93. And I gave him a tip. I spent $45 there. So why I didn't bring it back? Maybe I'm not like you. Maybe I don't trust bringing crap back to people who cook crap and thinking they're going to give me something better. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I don't trust. They might do worse than that. If this is the first time I'm in your business and you treat me like that, you lost me for life, man. You see this skin color? As long as I'm black, you heard me? I will never go back. And if anybody asks me to tell them, I'm gonna let them know, man. Don't waste your time, bro. My wife said you could go right there to Brothers and you could get them people to cook you a good.
And it's only $7.
And it's $7, man. I tell you what, the Triangle Deli has a better po' boy. And if you go on Tuesday, you get a po' boy and you get fries for dirt cheap right there at the Triangle Deli. I'm so frustrated, man. And this ain't no rant. I'm just trying to help you not to make the mistake I made. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you not to make the mistake I made. Now, if I was filled up on them hand grenades and filled up on them punch bowls and all of that, filled up on them hurricanes and that arrow, that's different. I might say, wow, that was the best, sloppiest, greatest thing ever to put in my mouth. But it wasn't. And I don't want you to waste your hard-earned money. People work too hard to buy crap. And I think Verde Mart, you need to be ashamed of yourself. I'm leaving y'all a bad review on Yelp because the pen is mightier than the sword. They could offer me a free po' boy. I don't want it, man. Feed the homeless with it. I don't want it. I don't trust it. I'm done. Mamba out. Mamba out. Now, if you think I'm being too harsh, give me $45 to make up for what I spent, for what my wife spent on me with a day 3 migraine headache. Give me $45. How I leave them a tip on a $45 po' boy? I gotta be a fool, huh? How I leave them a tip on a $45 po' boy? two po' boys. I had a shrimp po' boy for $17.50. I had an oyster and shrimp po' boy for $17.50. The shrimp po' boy, now listen to me good. The shrimp po' boy was dressed. If you ain't from Louisiana, dress means pickles, tomato, lettuce, and mayonnaise. Look, I don't eat mayonnaise, but I forced myself to eat that crap. And you know what? Even the mayonnaise was nasty, man. Even the mayonnaise was nasty, man. And I've had good mayonnaise, man. But the mayonnaise was nasty. That wasn't Blue Plate. That wasn't Hellman's. That wasn't Duke's. That might be stuff birds let out the sky. That could have been cornstarch and water. And they fooling people, man. That was horrible, bro. That was horrible. Don't take my word for it. Just protect yourself, man. You want a good po' boy, go to Little Dizzy's, man. You want a good po' boy, go to Manchu, man. The purple and other pink one. You ain't that far from it. You want a good po' boy, go to Seafood City right there on Claiborne. You know what I'm talking about? I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. I just spent $45, left them a tip, and ain't got nothing to show for it. All that food in the trash. I tried to eat it for y'all. I did that to my body for y'all. You know? Trash, man.
I wouldn't have left him a tip because he didn't even want to wait on you.
Yeah, oh, did I tell him that? Yeah, so I get in the store. I don't know how this works. If you 350 pounds, man, don't go there, man. If you 350 pounds, if you a fat 280, don't go. If your old lady got childbearing hips, don't sit in that. She gonna knock stuff down. I gotta buy it. I'm telling you right now. You cannot fit two people on the mile. You feel like prison when somebody walking and you walking towards them. Somebody gonna get rolled on. You know? Man. I can't believe that. I would never forget. What's the date today, baby? April 3rd. Oh my God. If this would have been April 1st, I could have took it. I could have took the L. April 3rd. I'll never forget. April 3rd, 2024. I had the worst po' boy.
2025.
There you go. Look at that. That po' boy got me tripping, dog. I'm sprung. April the 3rd, 2025. In my 43 years on this earth, I've had the worst po' boy in my life. I can't believe this, man. And I'm trying to protect y'all. Because I don't want y'all to ever have to go through that. Man, I had shrimp that was brown, like me. I had shrimp that was light brown, like my old lady. And I had shrimp that had leprosy and alopecia. Them things was bald head like a bald horse after you done took the weave off the tail. Man. This was horrible, bro. This was horrible. And they got good businesses that go out of business because people don't support them. That's why the po' boy is so high. They know you ain't coming back. They know you're not coming back. That's why the po' boy is so high.
I never thought about that, but that's...
Yeah, they gonna get that money that one time. They know they done. Man, I gotta go to the racetrack, man. I can't even begin to. I'm sorry, y'all.
You gotta get some coffee to wash out.
I'm going to wash. I'm going to get one of them paper towels in the racetrack in that nasty bathroom over y'all, and I'm gonna put some water on that paper towel, and I'm gonna rub it on my tongue, cause that flavor gonna be better than that nasty po' boy over that Verde Mart. You heard me? Man, that po' boy was nasty. But I tell you what, boy, these chucks are fire. These chucks are fire. Man, I had the worst po' boy in my life, man. This is a 14-minute rant. Don't go there, man. Please don't go there. I'm about to leave them a bad Yelp right now, man. Well, I ain't gonna leave them a bad Yelp. They left themselves a bad Yelp.